So what are Kotlin extensions? Let's say I wanted the last 4 characters of a string. I could write a function called last4 and provide a string as an argument, and then call takeLast with the value of 4 on that string. But with extension functions, we can write this more cleanly. We can provide string as the receiver type, and then our implementation is the same, takeLast with the value of 4. And what this will do is we'll implicitly refer to the string this.takeLast4 in our implementation. But what this truly allows us to do is add functionality to classes using extensions. We don't actually change the underlying behavior of the class, we just add to it. So we could test this out with a string rocket ship, call last4, and we get ship. We could even go further. We could use extension properties. What we do is we simply refer to get, provide the implementation, change last4 to a value, and then reference the value with instead of calling it like a function. And we get the same result, ship. So let's go beyond the example of a string. Let's say I want the values at the odd indices of a list. I could have my receiver type be a list, have a function called odds, and then I'll use filter indexed, which provides us an index as our first argument, I. I'll ignore the actual value in the list. And then I'll say I modulo 2 is not equal to 0. Basically, I'll keep the odd indices. I'll keep the values at the odd indices. Now, because it's a list, we need generic types, and we'll go add those to our function. But let's test this on a list of 0 through 4. Basically, we'll print out the values at the odd indices. And to keep this easy, what we'll do is we'll have the values match the indices. So we will expect the odd indices and therefore values, 1 and 3. When we call it, we get 1 and 3. And just like with last4, we can make odds an extension property. We just make it a value, provide the implementation at get, remove the parentheses, and we get 1 and 3 like we saw before. Now, one really common use that I have for extension functions is with coroutines. So we can extend a coroutine scope to build a custom coroutine function. So if we have to import Kotlin coroutines to do this, to access coroutine scope and launch. But let's say we want a coroutine that logs when it's done, specifically launch and log finished. To do so, we'll provide a name so we can log that it is finished. It'll be a string. And we also have to provide a block for something for it to do as if it were a normal coroutine. It has to be a functional type that is a suspending functional type in order for this to work. So we can provide suspending functions. So we extend it with launch. We provide a coroutine name, specifically the name that was the argument to the custom coroutine that we built. We call block, and then we just log. So to go test this out, what we can do is we can use run blocking. What this does is it provides us a coroutine to work within in our main function. And then we will launch our custom coroutine, launch and log finished. We'll name the coroutine Billy. And then we'll give it a normal task, like delay for a second. And this is our suspending function. And it worked. Our coroutine launched, completed, and printed finished coroutine Billy. Launch itself is actually an extension function of coroutine scope in the Kotlin coroutines library. So that's extension functions in Kotlin. If you liked this video, please subscribe and check out these other Kotlin videos.